Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Donnie here. Hey, I've got a video tonight to show you some cards that I picked up over the last few weeks from various places, mostly local card shops, but also an antique shop, and also buy from a Discord channel. But the theme for tonight is collecting vintage doesn't have to be expensive. So I'm going to show you a stack of cards here in a minute. I think there's 53 cards in it. I got it from a local card shop in Huntsville, Alabama. Cost me $29.50 for the stack of cards. Some junk wax era stuff, but back into the 70s and then into the 60s too for it. So got some set hits in there, some Hall of Famers, league leaders cards, manager cards, team cards. So I'll run through those and show you what I got. Also picked up some Hall of Famer cards from an antique store yesterday. My wife and I went to a few antique stores around Muscle Shoals, Florence, Alabama area, and then into St. Joe, and found a shop that had some vintage cards for sale, decent prices as well. Then another antique shop in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, picked up a couple cards there a few weeks ago. And then I picked up a bigger card from the Discord channel that I'll show probably at the end. It goes to my 1955 top set. The other thing I want to show today is my mom and my brother were cleaning out my grandmother's farmhouse. Just kind of doing some maintenance down there and stuff. And they brought me this bat back. It was the bat that my cousins and my brother and I used to use when we were at her farm. Spending summers there, or we'd go down and spend like 2 weeks at a time to visit and stuff, and usually we're outside playing, and so we had a baseball bat down there to play baseball there in the front yard, and I had forgotten about this, that it was down there, but they brought it back for me, and it turns out it is a Rich Allen, a newly elected Hall of Famer model bat. So I thought that was pretty cool. I'll make a good display piece in my card room when I get it set back up here, and hopefully another year or two once my daughter kind of gets out of the house. But anyway, so something from my childhood, and just happens to be a Hall of Famer model bat of a newly elected Hall of Famer. So I thought that was kind of neat. But let's turn the camera around here. I'm going to start showing some cards, and we'll go from there. Okay, let's show some cards here. First up are a couple of cards I picked up at the antique shop in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. The first is a Jimmy Dean card of Darryl Strawberry. Darryl Strawberry was my favorite player when I first started collecting cards in 1985. So I hadn't seen this card before, so I picked it up for a few bucks there. And then also I picked up this 1969 Topps Strikeout Leaders card with Louis Tiant and Denny McLain on it. Looks like it has a little bit of wax stain. I'll try to get those off, those stains off there, but otherwise decent looking card. So it's a hit for my 69 set build when I get to that eventually. Possible future Hall of Famer and Louis Tiant, and then Denny McLain, obviously last 30 game winner. He regularly signs autographs at the Nashville card shows. So I got his autograph, I think, last year as a rookie card. But anyway, so that was pretty sweet little pickup there. The card shop I went to in Huntsville, Alabama, I've been there several times, but I haven't been there in a long time. It's not on my way home from work, so it's kind of rare that I hit that one up. But I did go there the other day after work on Thursday and picked up this stack, 52 or 53 cards, something like that, ranging from modern all the way back to, I think, 1960 Topps. Paid $29.53 for the stack. That includes tax and everything. So less than a buck a card. There's about 11 in here that were $1 a card, and I think the rest were basically around 40 or 50 cents a card average. So I'm going to flip through these here. I'm going to start off with the big cards. So, kind of oversized cards have been getting a lot of attention lately. These aren't pre-war or vintage oversized cards, but I still thought they were kind of neat. They were all in a value box listed for box toppers, and some of these are in fact box toppers, but not all of them are. But anyway, so I was flipping through and found quite a few that I thought were for neat, especially for $1 a piece. So first up is this Tony Gwynn box topper. So that's from 2022 Topps. But again, Tony Gwynn was one of my favorite players, so I thought that was a pretty cool pickup. Nolan Ryan, 1984 Donruss Action All-Stars. So again, Nolan Ryan was one of my favorite players. So pick that one up. Next two are Don Mattingly cards. So if Keith from Lonely Basement Baseball Cards is watching by any chance, and he happens to not have either or both of these, leave me a message, a comment, or shoot me an email, and I'd be happy to get these to you. But first is this 88 Topps style Mattingly box topper. So there's that. And then the next one is from Topps Stadium Club. So Stadium Club photos are always so sharp, so good. So got this one. I got another Topps Stadium Club box topper coming up here, but that's the Don Mattingly one. So pretty neat. Next one is a couple of Ichiro. So here's a League Leader style Ichiro box topper card from 2023 Topps. So newly elected Hall of Fame member for $1. And then this Topps Stadium Club picture of him as well, box topper for $1. So I thought that was pretty neat. Going back to Tony Gwynn, here's a 1993 Topps Stadium Club Master Photos box topper. There were several other players from this Master Photo box topper kind of subset in the box or value box at the card shop. And so maybe I'll go back next time and pick up some more. But I had to get the Tony Gwynn one. And then also there's this 1981 Topps Super Hometown 5x7 of Reggie Jackson. There's actually another one. I should have got them both. They're only $1 a piece, but I thought that was pretty neat. Make a good display piece up on a shelf in my card room when I get it redone. So there's that. I'll put him back here on the stands. And then the next three are actually not box toppers. They're 1971 Topps Supers. So there's a Dave McNally. Yeah, well worn, so not high grade, but still for $1 I thought something different. I didn't have any Topps Supers in my collection to date, so picked up 3 here. This is Jim Perry, so this is Gaylord Perry's brother, who was a solid pitcher in his own right. You can see there, won a Cy Young in 1970. Some other accolades. So Jim Perry. And then Tommy Agee. So I got 3 of these now, so I don't know, is that the start of a new set, maybe? I've got a lot of other things I need to finish before I start a new one, but certainly I think 3 qualifies as a starter lot. In my collection, at least. So those are the box toppers and supersized cards that I picked up. And now to get into the regular size cards. So let me make some space here in the stands, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So first up are some 1975s. I'm working on the 1975 set. I'm down to, I don't know, less than 100 cards needed for it. Maybe 50 or 60, 70, something like that. So getting fairly close. But I picked up these three. There were ones that I needed still. So 1972 MVPs with Rich Allen, Johnny Bench. So that was 50 cents basically. 1975 Dick Allen. A little bit lower grade on this one, but still, I didn't have this, so it'll go into the set, maybe on the upgrade list, but fills a hole. And then this home run leaders card, also with Dick Allen, and then also Mike Schmidt. So 3 hits to the 1975 top set. So slowly chipping away at that one. Next up is a 1971 Topps Cubs team card. So this one's really cool. I didn't have any of these team cards from 71 yet, but it has Ernie Banks on there. It's like Billy Williams maybe. Ron Santo, I think. Several others. Anyway, just thought that was kind of neat. So 50 cents. Decent shape for 71 Topps. Then I've picked up several hits for my 1970 Topps set. Probably the closest to being done was 75 Topps in the 1970s, and next up is 1970 Topps. So as soon as I finish my 1975 Topps set, I'll focus more on the 70s. But I found a few here to fill in holes. So this first one is a League Leaders card. Seaver, Necro, Jenkins, and Marichal. Hard to find a Leaders card with more Hall of Famer pitching power than that. It is low grade. Looks like it has a crease or two in it, but so it'll probably be on the upgrade list for my set. But it was a hole right now, so I'd rather have a card and not have the hole. Like they say, I'd rather have a hole in my card than a hole in my set. So still for 50 cents, picked that one up. Also picked up this Orioles World Series card. Actually, I guess it's playoffs, but and then a few commons here. Larry Brown, filled a hole. Ron Swoboda. Then I actually picked up 2 of these Sonny Jackson cards by accident. I didn't go back and double check my stack, but so one of these will go in my set, the other one will go in my dupes box for if anybody needs a Sonny Jackson for their 1970 top set, hit me up. And then also a Dodgers team card. So again, all about 50 cents a piece for those. Next 2 up are a couple of hits for my 1969 top set. So Jim Hart. And this is a, get up there, high numbers, 555. So 50 cents for that one. And then I just saw a video on YouTube about this card, Aurelio Rodriguez. This turns out it's an uncorrected error card. It's not Aurelio Rodriguez on the card. It's actually the Bat Boy. And so there's a whole story about how the Bat Boy accidentally got in the card. But it was just kind of funny. I thought that I just watched the video like a day before this and then found this card at the card shop. So it's a high number. So 50 cent error card there from 69 Topps. I also picked up a 67 Topps card that I needed for that set that I'm working. So Oriole Rookie Stars with Haney and Bardowski. Let's see. Card number 507. So I'm getting up in the high numbers there, that card. So 50 cents for that one. Fills a hole. This is a card I have a couple copies of, but it's still on my upgrade list, so I figured I would pick it up. It's Al Downing. It's the last card in the 65 top set, so it's pretty decent shape. So for 50 cents for a high number, the last card of the set, yeah, I thought that was a pretty good deal. So I'll take a look at the one I have in my set right now and see if this is better than it, and if so, this will become the new card in the set, and I'll put the other one in the dupes box. So there's that. And then I picked up 4 1960 Topps commons that were upgrades from my 1960 Topps set. So George Miranda, Jim Coker. That one's pretty good shape. Jose Pagan, again, pretty nice shape. These are all 50 cents each. Actually, less than 50 cents each. And Ned Garver. So 4 upgrades to my 1960 Topps set. So next I've got a stack of some more 70s. So let me make some room and I'll be back for those. Okay. Next up are some 1974 Topps cards. I haven't started this set, but there were so many of these there at the card shop that were pretty nice looking. Stars, Hall of Famers, that for less than 50 cents a piece, really couldn't pass them up. So first up is Tommy John, potential future Hall of Famer. Sorry for not focusing. There you go, that's better. And then Boog Powell. And then Hal Lanier. This is for my PC. Hal Lanier was one of my dad's acquaintances from growing up in Florida. So I didn't have this one yet of Hal. Dusty Baker. There with the Braves. This was a card that I needed for my Lou Brock run, as well as for 74 if I get started on that set eventually. But it's the stolen base leaders for 1973 with Lou Brock and Tommy Harper. So that marks box off the Lou Brock run. So that was a pretty good find. Let's see. Red Schoendienst manager card, Cardinals. Ron Santo traded card. So this was a number 270T from the traded series. Eddie Matthews is a manager for the Braves. Then the Cardinals team card with Ken Boyer, possible future Hall of Famer. So that was pretty sweet. Louis Aparicio. Again, less than 50 cents for this card. So one I didn't have yet. Yogi Berra, manager, the Mets. So it goes into that Yogi Berra player run. Orlando Cepeda. Again, one that I didn't have of his. Less than 50 cents. Fergie Jenkins. That one's really nice looking. Really well centered. The next one's the only one that I have that I was disappointed in. And the reason was because the price sticker on the collection, I guess the card shop had bought a collection and the guy who had sold it to him had tried to sell some. And he had price stickers on a few cards. And this one had a price sticker in the top right corner. And I didn't bother to take the card out of the sleeve to check it. Because as a player I collect as kind of a star, possible future Hall of Famer. But it does have a red ink D written up there in the right corner, so it's Veda Pinson. So that was pretty much the only disappointment when I got him home and looked at him more closely. So I don't know, maybe that will go on the spine of a binder or something like that. But anyway, so that's that one. Then Louis Tiant, I think this is 76, 77, something like that. Let's see, let's check that. 77, yeah. So 50 cents for that one, pretty nice shape. Then I picked up the next several were 79 tops. They looked like they had a whole set of 79 tops there. He had pulled out the Ozzie Smith rookie card, put it in the display case for sale. It was a little bit lower grade, but all these other ones that were in this value box were really nice shape. So I picked up 3 of these all-time record holders. So Cobb and Sizzler, Dutch Leonard and Walter Johnson for ERA, Jack Chesbro, Cy Young, then 79 Willie McCovey, pretty sharp looking, little OC, but Rich Gossage, really nicely centered on this one, really sharp. Jack Morris, Catfish Hunter, also pretty nicely centered, good chip card. And then lastly, Bruce Sutter. So again, all those cards from that card shop were less than 30 bucks. 50 something cards. So like I was saying, collecting vintage does not have to be expensive. I marked off so many cards off my player runs, Hall of Fame player runs, star player runs with this haul for, you know, less than 30 bucks. It's just crazy. So pretty happy with that. So I've got a couple more here. So give me a second. I'll be right back. Okay, the next several are from an antique store in Muscle Shoals, Alabama. I went there with my wife yesterday for a little date day. We went antiquing and out to lunch and stuff. So I picked up several cards. 2 of these cards were $5. The other ones were $3 a piece. So again, not expensive at all, but they're all pretty much Hall of Famers. So first up is 1976 Catfish Hunter. Turns out I already have this card. I'm not sure if this one's better shape. I think it is than the one I had, because this one's really nice. So this was $3. So I thought that was pretty decent. The next several are 75 Topps minis. I'm not working on a mini set. I don't know if I have any, maybe a couple other than these. But he had a whole stack of Hall of Famers from the 1975 Topps mini set, and they're all pretty nice shape. So for $3 each, I figured, yeah, add to my Hall of Fame player runs for all these guys. So again, Catfish Hunter there, Fergie Jenkins, Raleigh Fingers, Willie Stargell, and Billy Williams. So I didn't have any of those yet, so added to the collection there. Next couple are 67 checklists that I didn't have. These are all unmarked checklists, and as you know, feature Hall of Famers on them. So Jim Cat on this 4th series checklist. Again, pretty nice condition, unmarked. So I think this was one I didn't have yet, or maybe it was an upgrade, but regardless, it's one I needed for my 1967 top set. So that was a pretty good pickup. This next one was $5, and it's the 67 Top Series 1 checklist with Frank Robinson. So again, if you're working on a Hall of Fame player run, in my opinion, you've got to get all the All-Stars, all the team cards, all the league leader cards, all the dual player cards, all the checklists with their floating heads on them as well, in addition to their base cards. So that marks a box off the Frank Robinson run. It's a nice card. Next one was pretty cool. It's a 1963 Topps League Leaders card for ERA, and it has Hall of Famers Robin Roberts and Whitey Ford on it, and it's really nice shape. $3. So I have started the 63 set, but it's not very far along. They're kind of more difficult to find good shape because of the colors and borders and so forth. But this one looked pretty nice. Certainly looked to be $3 worth. So that was that. And then I picked up a single upgrade from a 1960 top set. It's the Cleveland Indians team card. And this card is, I mean, looks really nice. This was on the upgrade list of my 60 top set. So unmarked, checklist. Pretty nice condition. Rough cut down here in the bottom, but that's a factory cut, so I'm okay with that. In fact, the grading companies seem to like the rough cuts. So there's that, and I've got the last card here to show, and this one wasn't a bargain bin kind of thing, but it was relatively inexpensive for the player and the year and so forth. So I'm working on the 55 top set. This card will bring me down to 4 remaining for that set. The Clemente and Koufax rookies, and Hank Aaron and Willie Mays. So this is was picked up from a Discord group that I'm a member of. Several other YouTubers are on there, I believe, from one of the part-time dealers there in that Discord group. And it was the 1955 tops, Yogi Berra. So my 1955 top set is pretty much a beater any grade set that I started just as an experiment, and turns out I love the low grade nature of it. So this one fits right in. It's probably about a good condition, something like that. Has definitely some corner and edge and surface issues, but I think it was $120, something like that. So I don't know, one day I may upgrade it, but for right now I love it. It's Yogi Berra card, mid 50s, so fills in one of the last 5 holes in my 55 top set, adds to my Berra Hall of Fame player run. So there you go. So other than the Berra, pretty much everything this video has been value box, bargain bin stuff. Generally $1 or less, you know, maybe some $3, $5 cards, but generally less than $1. So if you want to pick up vintage cards, start and get into vintage, or just, you know, you got a little bit of a budget crisis going on and you need to cut back, there are ways to still collect, add to your collection for relatively low dollars. So just go out there, hit the bargain bins, check out the value boxes, look for lots. You can get a deal per card on, and go down that route for a while. I had a blast picking out all these cards for so little money, and working and, you know, adding them to my spreadsheets and play runs and set checklists and so forth. Just marked off a lot of stuff for not much money at all. So that's what it's all about. So that's it for tonight. Thanks everyone. We'll talk later. Leave a comment if you like a particular card or anything else. And remember to like and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye.